But this feeling right here,
Yeah.
my visit before you, she's been with me since I was with another lady. She followed me. She was 278 pounds. She's had a baby with me, and now she's 174. She's my first semaglutide baby. She had the baby, she came back, and now she's 174 pounds from 278. You know,
Wow.
that, you know,
That's
and
beautiful.
yeah, so it's like a different joy. It's just that feeling is different from this. It's the life and death. You know what I mean?
Welcome back to another episode of the Charyse Williams Show. I'm so excited, you guys. So today, we're going to be talking to an incredible nurse. Our topic today is actually from traditional nurse practitioner to functional wellness CEO. And I have the most amazing guest to share with you today. Her name is none other than Dr. Scharlotte Spencer. Hey, Dr. Scharlotte, how are you?
Hi, hello,
Hey.
hello. How are you?
I'm doing great. You guys, let me tell y'all a little bit about Dr. Scharlotte, and then we're just going to hop on into our conversation for today. And as she really just takes us on the journey from going from a traditional role to a clinic owner to a CEO, really blending traditional and functional, some might call it integrative, and really just merging all of them in her own unique way. So Dr. Scharlotte Spencer is a DNP. She's a nurse practitioner and founder of Balanced Body and Wellness, where she helps both men and women move from stuck and symptomatic to balanced and thriving. At the heart of her practice is the Blueprint to Balance method, which is a structured, science-based system built on 5 phases of balanced health. In her method, or with her method, it's a clear roadmap that combines advanced lab testing, personalized strategies, and step-by-step support to restore energy, optimize hormones, reset metabolism, and create sustainable results. So please help me welcome Dr. Scharlotte.
Yay!
Yay! So great to have you here. Oh my gosh. Let me just start off by saying this. I'm so doggone proud of you.
Thank you.
Am. Oh my gosh, you're so welcome. And I say that, you guys, because Dr. Scharlotte and I don't even know how we met exactly, but we met online and in August.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you.
Our birthday month. It's our birthday month.
That's right. We both share a birthday month in August, and I know you were part of my birthday bash, and so that's how she kind of entered my world. And then you ended up joining the Quantum Leap Collective. And then after getting some wins, and we're going to talk about your wins, but after experiencing some quick wins, after joining the Quantum Leap Collective, even you started getting wins before the Quantum Leap Collective, even some of the things that you hopped in on the birthday bash, you started generating some wins there. You joined the Quantum Leap Collective, started getting some more wins there, had your best month in August, right? With 26 or 27 was. Now you beat that. Yes. So at the time, her best month was August, I think, with the 26, 27 new patients. 26, okay, yep. And then she ended up deciding to work with me in even closer proximity, which is the Quantum Leap experience, where we work one-on-one together. And you literally just had your best month ever. Now you have another best month ever, right? And so we're going to get into that win, and we're going to save that win until just a second. But I know everyone would love to just understand, okay, how did you get here? So share with us, how long have you been a nurse? How long have you been a nurse practitioner? What did you do as a nurse? I think you're palliative care, but take us through that journey, and then how you ended up deciding to become your own founder, owner of a business, CEO, all the things.
So I was not a traditional nurse. I always wanted to be a nurse, but I just was like everyone else. I started off as an associate degree prepared nurse, and then I went from associate to bachelor's to master's, all the way through to my doctorate. I really started off HIV/AIDS, so infectious disease, at a level 1 trauma center in New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans. And I was there for 2 years, and then Katrina transitioned me here to Houston. And when I did that, I was hired to open up a medical oncology unit, and that's kind of where I landed in the Woodlands, Texas. And so in that space, I just quickly grew into that space of taking care of patients when it comes down to serious illnesses. So at that time, doing chemotherapy, I'm a natural leader in terms of education. So I started being the ones to teach nurses how to give it chemo, how to access ports. I, became that person, that guru. I was doing palliative medicine because I knew that the suffering was not supposed to happen. Like they're getting this chemo and da 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 da. And so in walks in this physician who starts this palliative care program. So because I was the leader in the charge of the floor, I didn't like that she was taking my nurses. So that was the only thing I didn't like. I don't like you doing this. And so I said, but I'm going to figure out what she's doing. So then I went on to her course. I fell in love because it was doing what I wanted to do, was relieve my patient's symptoms. I didn't like them suffering. They come in there, they're so sick, and I'm steady pumping chemo into them. And so I learned what care of a serious ill patient was, which is relieving their symptoms. So when I did that, so then I go gung-ho in anything I do. And so I'm gung-ho in there. I become the champion for the floor and all these things. And so I went back, and in the interim, I went back to school to get my master's degree. Mm-hmm. And I was halfway through school, and she met me at the elevator. And this short little Hispanic woman with a big old belly because she was pregnant. Mm-hmm. And she's like, you want to work for me when you graduate? And I was like, I have a year to go. And she's like, I'll wait for you. And she did. Wow. So she waited. She held the job for me a whole year. And nice. I said that was God sent, because then we went on to open up 14 hospitals.
Wow.
It was amazing. We did in Houston. We were the only palliative care inpatient program. It was a little small female-owned business that serviced 14 hospitals in Houston, and we were all female doctors and practitioners, and we were doing the thing. It was amazing.
It's beautiful.
And, I just did palliative care and hospice and just got engulfed in that, and teaching and helping everyone understand symptom management and advanced care planning. And that was just my passion. I loved it. In the background of that, I'm struggling with my weight. I've been obese all of my life. And so for me, it's always been this thing. When I became a nurse practitioner, I've been a nurse over 20 years. I've been a nurse practitioner for 12 years. And when I became an NP, I could not be obese and walk in a room and tell somebody they had to lose weight. I just felt like that I could not do that. And so I'm telling you this story because in the background, that's happening, right?
Yeah, no, this is good. This is so good.
Trying to lose weight. In 2013 is when I became an NP. And in 2013, I started my journey in health and wellness. Okay. So I found a group here in Houston called Black Girls Run. And it was January. You know how you start a January run, right? Yep. January. I found the park by my house, and I went there January 2nd. And I met a group of ladies called the Myers Park. So that's them. Mm-hmm. As I get there, I meet another group of people that start another group, and I just engulf myself into these groups. And in these groups, I found my love for powerlifting. Mm. Yes. So I didn't understand how it was going, but I'm palliative care and hospice, which is end of life, very stressful. In the interim, I'm trying to lose weight and get healthy because I can't be knocking at people's door and telling them to lose weight. Yeah. And powerlifting was my stress reliever.
Yeah, I love that.
And then I'm old. So now I'm 40 years old and I'm making
40 is not old, but okay.
I'm 40 breaking records. So this is great.
Awesome.
This is what I'm doing. And I just started working on my health. So that's when it became evidence that I needed. I didn't know that this is where God was going to bring me. Mm-hmm. About 3 years ago, I started the GLP became this hot thing. Mm-hmm. Another thing, I've tried everything. I've lost weight 100 pounds. This is my third time. Mm-hmm. So when the GLP, yes, third and final. That's so when the GLP came out, I was just like, yeah, I want this. Wait a minute. So my husband, his insurance paid for it, $25. My insurance, $1,200. I was like, oh, wow. I can't pay that. So one of my girlfriends who I got my doctorate with, she was like, she has a business. So she DBA'd her business and started a weight loss telemedicine. Mm-hmm. I was like, sure. And it felt good. I started helping people, and I was a contract with her. I'm helping people lose weight. I'm learning more about this GLP-1 thing. I'm losing weight, all these things. And then as time went on, I was doing those things for her business, and we were doing great. There was nothing wrong, but I wanted to do more. I wanted to do the things that I do here. And I wanted to give people what I never got for myself. And I always would think about as a an obese person, they always looked at you as just lose weight or
Mm-hmm.
just do those things. And I just did not want to give no one the experience that I had. I wanted to give them a
Yeah.
bond. So that's why I kind of finally made it up in my mind that I was going to step out on faith and
Mm-hmm.
start body and wellness, because I wanted them to know that it was a balance. I've done so much extreme stuff. So that's where balance come from. I've done so much.
Mm.
I haven't weared my mouth shut, but I've done a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I was like, I don't
And
want them to.
powerlifting even is a bit extreme,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did that.
Unless, yeah. No, I love that. But okay, so go ahead.
But I just was like, I don't want them to think that they have to, give up a whole food group. I was ketogenic for 3 years. Like, don't give up a whole food group. I want you to be balanced. So that's where balanced body come from. Is I want
Love
people
it.
to understand that they have to be balanced, and the core of it is the 6 pillars of lifestyle medicine. So when I realized that lifestyle medicine is a certified body, and
Yeah.
I'm a certified Korean, I love to have a good certification. I was in there. Oh my God, the 6 pillars. I love it. And
Yeah.
then I learned what functional medicine was. And
Mm-hmm.
oh gosh, now I'm finding out what's really wrong with you. And I can talk to you and spend time with you and put a plan together that's specialized to you. Oh, I've just been in heaven. I've just been in heaven. So
Yeah.
that's how I got where I am. I hope
I
I
love it.
understand you.
No, absolutely. That was perfect. And so here's one thing I want to just point out. And for everyone that's listening, I want you to hear, if you didn't hear, I just want to underscore it for you, is that she didn't wait for all the things to be perfect, right? She recognized, and because I think I hear that a lot. Well, I'm waiting to get this, I'm ready to do this. I'm ready to do, and I did the same thing. I actually did not launch my holistic health coaching business until, well, I wasn't going to launch it until I lost like 80 pounds. That's what I told myself. Yeah, and then. And I ended up having to come to Jesus moment with myself. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, Charyse. You're trying to tell me you have all this knowledge. You have all this knowledge to help people reverse their diabetes and their high blood pressure, and you're going to hold out on giving them this information because you're not a size whatever, whatever magical size that was in my head. And I was like, okay, you know what? That's pretty selfish. As I'm having this conversation with myself. And so what I heard you say, Charlotte, is that you recognize you wanted to, you were obese, you wanted to lose weight, but you didn't say, oh, let me lose weight first and then I can do XYZ. You did it concurrently. So you guys, as you're listening, please don't think that you have to wait to get it all, air quotes, perfect. Because the reality of it is nothing's ever perfect. And you can be a work in progress as you are helping other people. That's the message I really want y'all to get from what she just said. You can be a work in progress. It is perfectly fine to be a work in progress as you are helping others. So glad that you said that. And then what I also heard you say was you were working with, were you going to say something just now? Were you going to ask something?
Well, a lot of my clients come to me from word of mouth, and most of it's because they tell them that I'm on the journey with them.
Yeah,
So
it's so
I
powerful.
think that's the biggest thing for them, is they like, you understand where I'm at.
Exactly.
It's true. It is true.
Exactly. So powerful. So powerful. It's one thing to be able to speak to someone from theory, right? Like we've all learned, we've all been to nursing school. We've all learned, in theory, right? But it's a whole nother thing to be able to speak to them from personal everyday stuff. Like you've been there, done that, and you're in it with them. So
Yes.
that's very powerful. Love that. And I also heard you say, Charlotte, that you didn't start off having your own business. You actually worked with a friend who had her own business, but then you kind of got bit by the bug. You're like, wait a minute now, I kind of want to do this. I want to do this for myself, right?
Yeah, I think for me that I'm being transparent on your show. I didn't think I could do it. I didn't think I can do it. I saw everyone else do it, and there was nobody backing me saying that I can do it. I even had people say, "Why do you want to own something? Is it a go thing for you?" And I was like, "No, but why would I not? If you can do it, why can't I do it? Why is it that I can't do it?" And so I had self-doubt. Like I was like, because I didn't have a big, beautiful building. I didn't have, all the things I thought.
Yeah.
And so when I sat down and started to actually just say, well, all I needed I thought I needed to have an LL, like I thought I needed all these pieces, and it's like, no, you could do a DBA. Oh, okay. And then then I got the LLC. Oh, and then you just need this. And it turned out to be so simple that I was holding back helping others, which is no problem, but you know what I mean? And I feel like God did that for a reason, but so I can learn. But at the same time, I just kept thinking I couldn't do it.
Right.
Because I didn't have the tools and the resources, and it really didn't take as much as I thought it would.
It doesn't. I'm so glad that you said that. People always think like, oh my God, it's going to take so much. I'm like, no, it doesn't. We make it so big in our head. And I think, I know that we do that kind of as a protective mechanism, right? We don't do it on purpose, but and I say protective mechanism because it keeps us in our comfort zone. And one thing that we're learning, in transcendence, in my transcendence program, is that we're wired for survival, right? We're wired to stay safe, and anything outside of what we're used to, outside of our zone of familiarity, otherwise known as our comfort zone, is considered a threat, right? And not that it is, but it's considered a threat because we don't know what's on the other side. And so thank you for sharing that, because there are plenty of people listening right now that had or currently have that same fear. Like, can I do it on my own? I can't do it on my own. Like, I don't have X, Y, and Z. Yes, you do. At the end of the day, what you end up realizing is that you're the only person holding yourself back. You're the only thing and only person holding yourself back.
And for me, I was like, oh, I'm a clinical professor as well. So then I was like, I have to give up my CEO, my big, director job. And I did. You got to give up you have to make some sacrifices, but it was okay. You do it, like you said, congruently, and eventually it'll all work out. It'll work out. And I pivoted like different times.
And you did what?
I did a pivot every time, don't think that it's perfect, because it's not, from day one, I was like, oops, that's not the right price. Oops, that's not the right thing. Like you just really, it's yours. You just keep pivoting until you get it right.
Pivoting. That's right. That's right. And everyone's journey is going to look different too. You said that you chose to, you decided to walk away from that career. That's not going to be everyone's journey. I mean, I have clients who do both concurrently. But here's the thing: there's no right or wrong. It's whatever feels best and right for you. Period. Right. And so I love all the things that have just kind of come up in our conversation here about just, like I said, about the fear, about you're being the only person that's holding yourself back. Right.
Yes.
About doing it imperfectly. Right. And about figuring it out along the way, pivoting wherever you need to pivot, and trusting that you'll know what to do. Even if, and what?
Doing it alone.
Doing it alone, right? And even seeking out support, because again, I don't know how you ended up in the birthday bash, but you ended up in the birthday bash. Everything, I always say, nothing is by accident. Everything is, by divine order and divine appointment. So you were supposed to be there. And even with you seeking out support, and we've pivoted we've tweaked some things, we've gotten rid of some things, we've rearranged some things. Go ahead.
You know what it was? I saw you on, it was something on social media, but you gave 10. But first, let me tell you, I've signed up a couple times for you and Doc's.
Dr. Orlandis?
Yeah, deep diving into the labs.
Yeah, analysis. Yeah,
and never made it. But then I think that might be why you came up, and you did something about 10 things, 10 something in business. And when whatever that was,
10 predictable steps to 10K a month.
That's
it. 10 predictable steps to creating 10K a month. Yeah.
That's what I watched.
10 steps to creating predictable 10K months. That's what it was.
That's what it is. And when I listened to that, I shared it with all my friends, and I said, I got to find her. So I looked you up, and that's when I found her. And then I was like, she's having a birthday bash. And then I was like, my birthday sucks right now, because look at her birthday bash. Every day it was something dope. And then I kept saying to myself, I can't keep buying all these things. I don't know what I bought. And so there were so many good things that you provided. That's when I knew it was it was good stuff. I was looking for that. That's what I was looking for. Because part of my season, I had winged it, I guess I would say, with the support of people that, I did have people that helped me, but I wanted structure, and you were very structured, and, you confident in structure. And I was like, what I want right here. And so that's how we got it.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm so glad because it's been such a joy working with you. And then the seeing so when you guys win, when any of my clients win, it's like I win vicariously through you guys. None of those 26 clients are mine, but hey, I feel like they are. And so share with us what just happened. So you just finished. We just closed out September, and you did decide to have like I don't want to take you celebrated what in September?
So
or October 1, technically.
October 1st was my 1-year anniversary of Balanced Body and Wellness. And so with my business coach, Charyse, we were wanting to do something to give back and to do some stuff. And she, it was a good idea. She brought up, she's like, hey, let's do a sale. And so we did a anniversary sale countdown, which I thought was just so dope. And so I did 7 days leading up. And so my signature program is my consultation. My blueprint, my Balanced Blueprint, is a deep dive consultation, and it helps people figure out what's going on with their body. And so it was everything I did in my practice, my major things, I did $100. And so I was scared as all get out. I was like, Charyse, are you serious? She was like, just do it. I was like, I don't know. I was freaking out. And my freak out was a couple of things. It was gonna happen and be successful, or it wasn't. Right. And I'm gonna be honest, that whole or it wasn't, nobody was gonna pick it, really was the hardest part. I was scared that nobody cared because I've been song and dancing on social media. Everything that she's told me to do, I've been doing it, right? And sure enough,
I didn't tell you to song and dance, but go ahead. Oh. Go ahead. That was her. That was before she started working with me. No, go ahead.
And lo and behold, 28 clients down to 29, because I forgot to take the link down and she came at 11 a.m. the next day. 29 people signed up in different avenues, and most of them was all the blueprint. They heard me. So when everyone that signed up was like, I just want to know what's going on with me. I just want to know what's going on with me. And so it was just it's overwhelming. I cried. I was so like, this is happening. And I was sitting there looking at the phone, and it was like, ding, ding. I was like, this is really happening. And now I got to see all these people, but it's just so exciting.
That's a great problem to have, right? Because usually it's on the flip side, like, oh my gosh, I have no clients. Like, where are my clients going to come from? And now you have 28, 29 new clients. 29. And let me just say this.
August was my first. I had 26 in August because I did some tweaks that she told me to do, my more forward facing on social media. I brought in 26 new patients. So it's been a really good last 2 months. Just doing small tweaks.
Yeah. And for most people, it's not like they have to do a total overhaul of their business. So for those of you who are in business, it's not necessarily that you have to do a total overhaul. It's tweaking, making those little 1 degree adjustments in the right places that makes all the difference in the world. And that's why, you're having all this great success. And let me just share this, because I don't want anyone to misconstrue. You do not have to discount your services. For the large majority of you, you're undercharging anyway. So let's not, I don't want that to be the takeaway message. We want to do something fun, Charlotte wanted to do something fun because it was, a huge accomplishment to celebrate 1 year in business. I mean, that's huge. And so she wanted to do something fun. She had already participated in my birthday bash, and I did something similar. And so it was a good fit for her, and she chose the $100 price point. I didn't choose that, right? So but everything is strategy, you guys, because that's 29 people that have now come into her practice at a very no-brainer price point that she can now. She mentioned everyone wants to know what's wrong with them. Right now, she can give them the answers to what's wrong with them. And now she can invite them to work with her in a different capacity, in a longer capacity, to fix what's wrong with them, right? Not at $99 either. I think we've adjusted we're still tweaking some of your pricing, but at the end of the day, these are going to be around, $3,000, $6,000 packages, right? For her to be able to work with them, or even more. Like I said, we haven't even finished tweaking everything yet, but everything's about strategy. So I want that to be a big takeaway. Don't just do something and not have what's the end game? What is the end game when you're looking at doing anything at all? So I'm so freaking excited for you. And you've got people that came in on the weight loss side as well as the hormone side, and both.
Yes,
right?
I had one
Mm-hmm.
young lady. This was so impactful. She came in as weight loss hormone. So I do a lot of total body is what I call it.
Mm-hmm.
And she lived an hour and a half away. I had one that came from 2 hours away, drove
Wow.
in, and
Yeah.
the one that came from an hour and a half away. She then her sister was visiting from New York, and her husband. So then Saturday they came in. She was at work.
Wow.
They came
Mm-hmm.
drove an hour and a half from Rosenberg, and they came in and they did their stuff, and it was just so impactful because they said nobody took the time to talk to them and listen to them. So
Yeah.
it's been so impactful. This work has just been great.
Yeah.
My I'm connected to a gym, and
Mm-hmm.
so the one of the owners, she just said to me, she said, "You are glowing." So they watch people coming in and out of my clinic, and then
Mm-hmm.
she's like, Saturday was so hard for you because I had 6 patients. I don't never have that on Saturday, and that's a lot for pellet insertion. And
Mm-hmm.
she's like, you were rolling. She said, but you were so happy doing it. I was like, I was. I really was.
Yeah.
I didn't even account for the increase. So I didn't even,
Mm-hmm.
girl, I was piecemealing together all my testosterone. I had just enough.
Oh
I mean,
wow. And won't he do it though? Won't he do it?
I was like, oh my God, I didn't think about all this, the increase. I just didn't.
Yeah.
So
Isn't
it's,
that's pretty awesome though? But and again, and you were able to do what you needed to do. You had
yeah,
just enough. So that's a
yeah.
beautiful thing. And so now, we'll adjust some things and planning and all of that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
such a beautiful thing. And isn't it wonderful? And I want to say, isn't it such a blessing to be able to do what it is that you love to do? So much so you're not tired, but you're re-energized by it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I
And
love
even if you were tired, like to be tired from doing something that just brings you joy, like it's not even tired.
not even tired. It isn't. It isn't tired. And
Yeah.
in palliative medicine, I loved it. I loved it.
Mhm.
You know why? Because I would the family would be like, they take a sense of, oh my gosh. And they understood. And in my hospice transition, I love to help them understand this is where we're going. I was able to predict and help them.
Mhm.
That was a different feeling. But this feeling right here, to
Yeah.
like my visit before you, she's been with me since I was with another lady. She followed me. She
Mm.
was 278 pounds. She's had a baby with me, and now she's 174. She's my first semaglutide baby. She had the baby, she came back, and now she's 174 pounds from 278.
Wow.
That, you know,
That's
and
beautiful.
yeah, so it's like a different joy. It's just that feeling is different from this. It's the life and death. You know what I mean? I help
Right, for
people
sure. Literally, it was end of life, and you're literally bringing babies back into the world. Well, you're
right,
not physically, but
right.
you're setting up the environment that people can get pregnant
Yes, yes. I
to
was
bring
so
life
shocked
into
when she
this
said that. I
world.
was like, "You're pregnant?
Yeah,
Oh my God!" So it's like that's how it was. And then people
that's
are bringing me
beautiful.
their children. I never thought, you never know where you're going. Like God, your
Hmm.
plan, you never know. And
Hmm.
now people are bringing me their children. So now I have a 13-year-old, and as of Saturday, she's lost 10 pounds. She came to me with fatty liver. She came to me 260 pounds at 5'3". And as of Saturday in our visit, she's like, I lost 10 pounds. I'm just so
Oh,
happy. I had a
yeah.
420-pound senior. He's lost those 40 pounds. Like
Mm.
it's just been so, just so. I'm sorry, y'all. I just have to talk
No,
about
this
how
is
it is to help people live. And GLP-1s get such a bad rap. People say
yeah.
obesity is not a thing. Obesity is real. And
Obesity is real. And we know
I
all of the things that stem from obesity. It puts you at a higher
yes,
risk for cancers. It puts you at a higher risk for everything. I mean, I named
everything,
cancer specifically, but for everything. And it's not as
everything,
simple as eat less, work
and
out
lose
more.
weight. Right,
No, if that was it, we would not have the epidemic that we have.
right. And I hate when people say that's a gateway out. No, it's not. It's a tool.
It's a
Even
tool.
some physicians say this is not a tool, it's medicine. Yeah, you're right. But it's a tool. If you put both of those things together, you can have sustainable loss. It's just it's a breakthrough drug, and it is. It really is. And people are living. They are. They really are.
Yes,
I'm
living, not just surviving, but literally thriving. Yes.
thriving. Thriving.
Yes, I love that. And one thing that we didn't mention, so we talked about, the majority of your practice is weight loss and or the total balance. So weight loss and hormones, right? You mentioned pellets and all of that, but you offer other peptides as well.
I do.
So
I
you
do.
want to share a little bit about just, I don't know,
That,
maybe if you wanted
that
to.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
that kind of stumbled. I saw a lot of
Mhm.
it in other states, and I just was like, well, I can't get that here in Texas. And lo and behold, the pharmacy that I use, I was connected with this pharmacy, and the young lady, the rep, she comes to me with this peptide Bible, and I'm like, oh, these are all the peptides. And so peptides are just amazing add-ons to help people with different places, different parts. I have one that helps with recovery from workouts. I have one that helps regenerate you from the mitochondria level. Like, I just so many of them. So that's
Yeah.
been a really fun to work with as well. I like it too. So it's been really fun to kind of help other people in other ways and adding on
Right.
to those things.
I love it. And then what I just become fascinated with more recently is that the stacking, right? So we know that one of the things, potential side effects of, GLP-1s or and GIPs are, muscle loss. But then you can stack on some more or tesamorelin, right? That
Yes.
helps build muscle, burn fat, but build muscle. It's like, oh my gosh, we've got the best
Why
of
not?
both worlds here. These are all peptides that can be used not interchangeably, but they can be stacked
Mhm.
with each other. They can use synergistically, is what I was trying to say, and to really help you attain the level of health that you're truly desiring.
And I think a lot of people don't realize they're growth hormones. So you're already making them in your body. It's
Right.
just helping your body regenerate what they have, and so that you
Exactly.
can make it better. Just enhance it and make it better. I love it.
That's
I
right.
love it.
That's right. I'm so glad that you said that too, because like you said, it's not like it's something unfamiliar to your body, foreign to
Right.
your body. No, we produce peptides. It's just as we age, we don't
Right.
produce as much peptides, or we're not as sensitive to the peptides anymore. So it's like a reminder. Someone mentioned, I don't know if that was you, Charlotte, but someone said, I thought it was so great, and I just kind of adopted it. Like peptides are little messengers. They're like text messages to
Mm,
signal your body, right, to do what it knows to do anyway.
I like
And
that.
so I know. So I guess I wasn't you who said it. I don't know who it was that said it, but I
Oh, I
love it. It's
like
like
that.
text messaging,
You
text
need
messaging.
a Moreland text. You need a Moreland text.
That's right. And it communicates to the cells in your body, and it reminds them of what they already know to do. So
Yeah.
I love that. So yeah, so we've covered so much together here. Let me ask you this. If you had to give someone, I guarantee you there's a nurse or a nurse practitioner even listening right now, and they're standing where you were before you decided to start your business, before you started to bet on yourself, before you started to just kind of shut out that chatter of, can I do this? Can I really do this? Will I be successful? What would you say to that person who's standing there in that space?
Get out of your own way and do it. You'll be in that same place 10 years from now if you just don't take the first step. You have to get out of your own way and try it. What can happen, right? What is the worst thing can happen if you don't? But the fact that you don't try. And I was stagnant for a long time. I should have, worked on my own. I should have. I just didn't. I didn't think I was worthy enough to do it. I didn't think I could. Um, and you can do it. Just step out there and do it. Find you a community that can help you. And people are out there. They want to help. Like
Yeah.
I have friends that were like, "Sure, girl, I'll help you. I'll give you what you can do to help." So don't think you can't do it. Just step out. Just try it. Just try it.
Yeah.
Just try it.
Yeah. One thing that that we've recently been covering in Transcendence is thoughts are optional, right? Our thoughts are optional. We don't have to buy in to those thoughts like, oh, you can't do this, or what if you can't do this? You can say, well, okay, but what if I can?
Interesting.
Right. That's right. That's what we learned last week, right? Isn't that
Yep.
interesting?
Mhm.
So I love that. And that's actually really, really, really great advice. So let's do this. Let's do some rapid fire as we close out our session together. Oh, actually, where can people find you? Because I know there are people from all over, and there are also some people local, and there are people who will drive in. So if they want to connect with you, how do they connect with you? What's the easiest, fastest way to connect with you?
So I have a website, www.balancedbodyandwellness.com, or
Okay.
they can find me on social media. It is Balanced Body and Wellness. It's my Facebook.
Perfect.
Balanced Body Wellness _ Texas. TX is my Instagram.
Okay.
And then you can always come see me here in Spring, Texas. I'm 2530 Old Loretto Loop in spring.
There we go. And we'll put that in the show notes too, everyone. So if you're driving, you're like, wait a minute, I didn't write it down. Just click below in the description down in the show notes. You'll see it. We'll put links there to her website and also to her social media handles as well. And Spring, Texas, for those of you who aren't familiar with Spring, it's like, what, 20, 30 minutes from Houston? 20 minutes from Houston?
Yeah.
20 minutes north?
I'm north.
Yeah. There we go. So perfect. All righty then. You ready for rapid fire?
Right.
All right. Okay. So who was your celebrity childhood crush?
Ricky from Belle Biv DeVoe.
Oh, yes. Oh, Ralph was mine. I have pictures of Ralph, posters of Ralph all over my bedroom. But my second, I had Bobby Brown too, but I actually really did like Ricky a lot. Yes, so Ricky. Okay, Ricky from Belle Biv DeVoe. Got it. Okay. What would you say is one of your guilty pleasures? What's a guilty pleasure of yours?
Right now, I don't want to call it guilty because I stand on business with my crab. I am a blue crab lover to the bone gristle.
Blue crab, okay. Well, you're in New Orleans. I mean,
I am a seafood, but I love blue crabs. I've had 2 dozen in the last 3 days. So I love me some crabs. That's my thing.
I love it.
And I don't even want to call it guilty because I ain't guilty. I'm eating it.
Right? It's like it is what it is, and I'm enjoying it. I love it. Okay, so what would you say is one of the biggest risks you've ever taken?
I think body. Yeah. I felt like it was a risk. I told my husband, I was a national director of a palliative company. I was like, hey, I'm going to let that job go and I'm going to start this business. We're going to keep the teaching job. It's not a lot. I think that was the biggest risk I felt was when I did this. When I stepping
out on your own and doing your own, and
that was my biggest risk.
Starting your own business, that, and it is, and it can be perceived as risky, but I always say this: we make decisions all the time, and we bank and bet on things, maybe not with money, but all the time. I don't think there's any better risk that you can take than when you bet on yourself.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm gonna bet on myself any time of the day. If you put me up against anything else, I'm betting on me because I know me and I know what I can do. I know what I'm capable of doing. So, but I understand exactly. It's different. It's stepping outside the box. It's stepping out of the boat to create your own business. So
no PTO, no blueprint. So there was no blueprint to this thing. Yeah. There was no blueprint.
Yep. So kudos to you. And again, you celebrated 1 year in business. So I love that. So what would you say is the biggest compliment you've ever gotten?
That I'm a good mother.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah, that's a heck of a compliment.
It's a big one for me because I have one daughter. She's 20, and sometimes I feel like I don't get it right. And my husband will tell me, Sean, you're a good mother. And I think that's probably the biggest compliment for me.
Yeah. I think all of us as moms, or at least the majority, I know I've had that thought, like, am I doing this right? Like, am I doing a good job? Because there's no blueprint to that either.
Right. No blueprint.
You're just given a human being to figure it out. And you're like, oh, okay.
And I was the mom that let her wear the cowboy boots and the hat, and I let her wear it. Expression, baby.
That's right. I love it because you know what? Sometimes it's what I have learned. My second one was like that. It's like, you know what? It's not even worth the argument. It's not even worth the argument. If you want to wear mixed match shoes and socks and polka dot shirts and striped shorts, go for it. You do you. Because why are we arguing about this? Yeah, that's a huge compliment, though. Huge compliment. If you were stuck on a deserted island, like what's the one thing that you would have to have, or what's the one? Like, who would you have?
My family. My daughter, my husband, and my 4 puppies.
Oh, yeah. You've got 4 dogs. I forgot about that. Yes. Okay. So I'll give you 2 questions here. So that's if you had to be stuck on a desert island, who would you be with? Now we've got them. They're there. Mm-hmm. If there was one thing that you absolutely would have to have with you on that deserted island, what's the one thing that you could not live without?
It used to be wine, but I don't drink anymore. So I really don't have. I don't really have anything.
You know what mine is? It's so silly, but it's totally mine. Lip gloss. I have to have lip gloss. I do not like my lips to be dry. if I can't take anything else, please let me take something else.
Oh, you know what? I got you. My lashes.
There you go. Oh my, yes.
So
because when your lashes are done, you're pretty much put together already.
I don't wear makeup, so that's my makeup. And I there you go. I'm glad you brought it up. I didn't have to think about it. My lashes.
Your lashes.
When I gotta have my lashes. And that's so, I'm sorry, that's so vain, but I just think my lashes because I don't have any. So
right. It's all good. No judgment here. We listen and we don't judge. So I love that. Well, this has been such a delight to be with you today. Thank you so much for sharing all the highs, the lows, the wins, the doubts, the fears, all of it. Because it's not, as I mentioned before, it's being an entrepreneur is not always cupcakes and unicorns. There's gonna be ups and downs, but that's life. Life isn't cupcakes and unicorns all the time either. Right. And so that's the duality of it all. So I just want to thank you for sharing your brilliance, sharing your time, sharing your energy. And I thank you for doing all that you're doing in this world.
Thank you. Thank you for having
me. Very
me.
welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you for helping me too. Thank you for recognizing in me, I think, what I didn't recognize in myself. And in just a couple of months, you've given me so much confidence. And I want to thank you for that because you just, Charlotte, you can do this. And it was with you and your specialty because you bring such life. I'm almost kind of sad that sometimes I look at the boxer and I'm like, I shouldn't be texting her. It's like she's I really need to leave Charyse alone, but I want to tell her something. So I just want to let you know I just appreciate it so much. You bring such a value to me. And you don't even know.
Well, thank you. And it is my absolute pleasure. And vox me whenever you vox me, however often you need to vox me. I may not see it right then and there, but I'll see it and I will always respond. You know that. I will always respond. So that being said, you guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to another episode or watching another episode of the Charyse Williams Show. As always, I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. And we'll see you next time on the Charyse Williams Show. Bye for now.
Bye.